Hi, this is Heather Christie. Thanks for tuning in to the Evolve to Win show. I want to share with you as we kick off another new year, one of the most beneficial habits that we've created that we do every single year at the beginning of the year for the last 17 years. And it is this: every year we reread and study the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Now, if you have read this book before, you know that this book is definitely the book when it comes to understanding the success principles that we all use every time we achieve anything in life. And, it's the first of its kind. And I want to tell you just a little bit about the book in case you're not familiar with it. And I'm going to do one of two things. If you've already read it, I'm hoping to inspire you to pick it back up again and go deeper in your study of the principles. Or number two, if you've never read it before, I'm hoping to inspire you to go and get yourself a copy and pick it up and begin your study, because it's never too late. And I promise you that everything you've ever done in your life that has provided you with the results, whether they're wanted or unwanted, you've used the 13 principles that Napoleon Hill describes in his book, Think and Grow Rich. So the way that this book came about is really a pretty extraordinary story. So it was back in, I think, 1908, when Andrew Carnegie, who was the richest man in the world at the time, commissioned Napoleon Hill to get involved and actually document the step-by-step strategies that he and others of the day used to achieve success. So what he did is he was actually, Napoleon Hill was writing an article on interviewing some people who were successful, and he happened to get an interview with Andrew Carnegie. And after the interview happened, Andrew Carnegie said, "Well, we're not done yet. I want you to come to my house." And then they spent a couple of days together, and Andrew Carnegie sat down and shared with him exactly what he had done to amass his fortune. And he started from very, very humble beginnings. I mean, they had nothing. And he turned himself into the wealthiest man in the world at the time. So Andrew Carnegie was upset at the thought that he had figured this out and he had all of this knowledge. And there was never a time where anybody had documented a system that could be replicated so that anyone had access to this information, this knowledge, because it's something that you don't have to go to school. You don't have to have a degree to understand the principles of success. And so he asked Napoleon Hill if he would be the one to take this on and spend the next 20 years of his life interviewing the 500 most successful people of the time, and documenting this strategy, putting it into an organized format that could be replicated. He only gave a very short time for Napoleon Hill to make the decision and say yes. And think about how difficult this was for Napoleon Hill. Andrew Carnegie did not fund him to do the discovery or to write the book or to write the success principles. He said, "You're on your own for that. And you're not likely to make any money in this for some time to come, but this is something I want you to take on." And, I think about that opportunity and how much stress he must have been under to try to figure out whether he was going to take this on and make this happen. Anyway, I first started studying this back in 2005 with my husband, Paul. And I can tell you that the first number of times that I read this book and started to learn about this philosophy, I don't think I actually got through the whole book the first time through. Maybe not even the second time through, at least definitely not in one sitting, right? Meaning like I put it down and then maybe I'd get back to it. I wouldn't say that it's not a book that you just sit down and read and consume, right? It is meant to be read and studied, kind of like a textbook, studied and even discussed, right? There's a very important aspect to the study of this book. They actually give you in the preface, don't skip the preface. They give you the methodology for how you're meant to read this book so that you can get the most out of it. And as you read the book, it's not enough to just read it. You actually have to do the things, right? They give you a specific format to use. You have to write things down. You have to say things out loud. And I can also tell you that for years, I didn't do the entire system the way that it was put together. So If you are in the same boat as I was in, and you didn't follow it to the letter, you're certainly not alone. In fact, you are in extraordinary company, because I've reached out to a lot of my friends and I've asked them the same question, like, hey, have you ever actually read the book and done the things? And so far, the overwhelming response has been no. Most people have never even done the mastermind, which is a critical part, a critical component of the principles of success. So we are back into it again. We are on chapter 3 as we speak. And, you know, the essence of the book is that Napoleon Hill shares the secret to success in this book and all throughout this book. And he mentions it at least once in every single chapter, but it's shared all throughout the book. And I will not be sharing with you my rendition of the secret, because I really truly believe, like he did, that you have to seek it and find it for you. And I think that it's in the study and in the distinctions of reading this book and studying this material that it will show up for you. And it will show up for you loud and clear. When you find it, you will not be mistaken. And it's just a beautiful moment when you do get to that place, because listen, although it's called Think and Grow Rich, and you know, some people get really, really caught up with money and whether it's right to think and grow rich, whether it's right to be rich, whether it's wrong. And look, wherever you are right now in your views about money, I want you to understand that the principles that are described in that book are so much more than just financial, right? It's about richness and success in any aspect of your life. But definitely, if you are interested in increasing your income, this is a wonderful place to start, because you'll understand pretty quickly that you are exactly where you are financially, because it's what you've created up until now. It is a choice, and that's the beautiful thing to understand. So I wanted to just kind of share with you the habit and practice that we've gotten into. We do get more committed each and every year that we do this. In fact, our commitment this year is that we're going to read it every day this year, instead of just doing a one-time beginning of the year reading. We're going to go back and read it again and read it again and read it again. So we're fully taking it on 17 years later. And if you wonder, well, how could you possibly, like, how slow is she? How could you possibly reread the same book so many times? The answer is, as you evolve, the reading of the book evolves. I mean, it reads like a new book, especially when I've had a super specific intention of my own growth in a particular year. When I pick that book up the next time, I will find new distinctions and new aspects of some of the strategies that Napoleon Hill shares that I can't imagine I didn't fully understand previously. So the book keeps growing as you keep growing. And just like the show Evolve to Win, this is part of the foundation, I think, for growth for all of us. So I encourage you to pick it up. If you liked this video, if you want to encourage someone else to read the book with you and get into a mastermind group, please like this video. Please share this video with others, and see if you can pull together a group for yourself so that you can mastermind and discuss the chapters together. It's so worth it. It's so valuable. You will get a lot more from your understanding when you start having discussions about it. And if you would please subscribe to my channel, I will be doing a little bit more on my thoughts on Think and Grow Rich and the specific chapters, and just how my own understanding has evolved over the years. So I hope you have a great year this year, and good luck with your Think and Grow Rich study.